Dolphins in here. The winningest active coach, of course, in the NFL. And Joe Gibbs is not a slouch either. Number 3 behind Shula and Chuck Knox. Maybe 2 of the best coaches ever right here on this field, Bob.
I think there's no question about that. Gibbs has won 3 Super Bowls, and Shula has won 2, and that's a pretty good record for these 2 coaches.
Between the 2 teams, 10 Super Bowl appearances, the 5 titles that Bob mentioned, and 436 wins. Not too bad. They expected to have about 6,000 tickets remaining before the kickoff, and I tell you what, they've gobbled up most of them. And believe it or not, even though the Dolphins are in town, there's so many Redskin fans here, you kind of wonder who the home team is. When you can't get a ticket to RFK, I guess you just head to Orlando.
Go anywhere, right?
Brian Mitchell and Joe Johnson trot back deep for the Redskins. The first NFL preseason game, the Hall of Fame game today, where the New York Jets pasted the Philadelphia Eagles. So this is the second game, and Jim Gallery's got it teed up for Miami. Another game coming up tonight will put the Dallas Cowboys and Houston Oilers here in weekend number 1. And game 1 for the Dolphins and the Redskins from the Citrus Bowl is underway. Gallery's kick. Brian Mitchell backpedals 2 yards deep.
Across the 20, and he's got some room. Out to the 39-yard line.
That's the way to start it. 41-yard kick return by Brian Mitchell, one of the better ones in the business. So that'll set up the Redskins offense at their own 39-yard line. And Kerry Conklin, as you see, number 12, will take the huddle. Mark Rippon, of course, is a holdout. Gary Clark and Art Monk will trot to the top of your screen. Don Warren, the tight end. Ernest Biner starts in the Redskin backfield. First down, Washington at their own 39. Monk in motion. Conklin trips as he gives to Biner, and he's popped right at the line, and number 56 got a piece of it, and that's good to see. Offerdahl helps out on the tackle along with Oglesby.
John Offerdahl was hurt in the 5th ball game last year for the Dolphins. And as we mentioned, the Dolphins did not play nearly as well. As you take a look at the offensive backs and receivers for Washington, Conklin, Biner, and Orr. Orr is really a tight end. Sanders, Clark, and Don Warren is the starting tight end.
Addix in there. Lachey is a holdout. McKenzie, Bostic, Schlereth, and Ram in for Joe Jacoby. And Ram's a local product from here in Orlando. So that's the starting lineup for the Redskins, who got nothing on their first play of the game. Conklin throws behind and incomplete. So 0 for 1 for Kerry Conklin, trying to beat out Jeff Rutledge and Stan Humphries for the backup job behind Rippon. Let's take a look at the Dolphins defensively. Turner, Oglesby in there, and Jeff Cross. The linebacking core, E.J. Jr. in his 12th year. Grimsley in there after being out a year with a knee. And Offerdahl with Brian Cox. And the secondary, Chris Green, J.B. Brown, Jarvis Williams, and Louis Oliver. And it's 3rd and 10, Washington. Orr sets up on a wing left, and now Monk in motion on 3rd and 10. Conklin rolls, has some time, and got his man on the run. Art Monk out of bounds with a Redskin first down at the 47-yard line. It won't take him long to be the NFL's all-time pass reception king. Bob, should happen in about the 4th week of the season.
Well, he only needs 19 catches. Art Monk, number 81, needs 18 receptions to go past Steve Largent as the all-time reception leader in the National Football League. Kerry Conklin, the starting quarterback, showing the mobility, getting outside, and getting enough time to complete that pass to Monk.
Well, the Redskins in Dolphin territory. Remember, this started with the excellent kick return by Brian Mitchell. Play fake. Conklin sets and going deep. Man out there and overshot it. Ricky Sanders had a half step. Well, Conklin showed his arm, but got it too far in front of his intended receiver.
Conklin, Brad, is very similar to Mitchell, the starting quarterback for the Dolphins, in that he's never thrown, it's in his 3rd year, he's never thrown a pass in the National Football League. Both years he's been with the Redskins, he's been on the reserve list, the injured reserve list. Todd Mitchell for the Dolphins has not thrown a quarterback, although he did throw quite a few passes this past spring in the World League of American Football.
Second down, 10. Redskins opening drive. We're just underway, a couple of minutes into the ball game. And again, Art Monk crosses your screen. They'll give it to Ernest Bynum, looking for some room. Has to do it on his own. Got to the 45, maybe the 44, and that's about all. Offerdahl and Oglesby again. 96 and 56 have been around the ball.
Well, two of the inside linebackers for the Dolphins. 56 is Offerdahl. 59 is Grimsley. Both of them coming back from knee injuries. Offerdahl slides down the line, takes his time, fights off a block, and doesn't get there that time, but good movement by Offerdahl. He and John Grimsley are key to the Dolphin defense this year. Obviously, as I mentioned, both coming off a knee injury, but Grimsley was a trade last year from the Houston Oilers.
Third and a long 7. And Conklin across the middle completes it. Oliver makes a tackle, but it's another Redskin first down. They needed 7, and they got much more than that. It was Ricky Sanders, the man he went deep to a couple of plays ago. 14-yard pickup, and the Redskins have moved it down near the Dolphin 30-yard line.
Well, here you take a look. Sanders working against Green. Both third down situations. The Redskins have come up with first downs.
First down at the Dolphin 30-yard line. And Conklin wants to go left side to Sanders. Got him isolated out there. Nice open field tackle though by J.B. Brown. They got some yardage out of it. Give him a pickup of about 6. But Sanders didn't get around Brown on that left corner. Or the right corner, rather. Brown in there. The right corner, and we'll see him against. Here's Bynum.
Sanders is really the number 3 receiver on this team behind Monk and Clark. Monk caught 71 last year. Clark caught 70, and Sanders caught 45.
And remember, Desmond Howard, the Heisman Trophy winner, is unsigned. How about that for a receiving corps?
Talk about some receivers. But the leader is not there. Rippon is a holdout.
Redskins loaded up on the right side, and that's where Bynum will go with it for a first down to the 20-yard line. Looks like a first down anyway. He had to get to the 20 on 2nd and 4. Williams comes up to help on the stop along with John Grimsley, the linebacker.
There's a look from behind the Dolphin defense. Just straight blocking, man on man, and a little crease. And Cox, 51, is the first for the Dolphins to fill the crease. Bynum, an interesting story. You remember a few years back he had some bad days with the Cleveland Browns. The Redskins picked him up, and the last 2 years he's gained over 1,000 yards for the Redskins.
He gets a breather, and in comes Ricky Irvins in just his 2nd year, and we'll see a lot of him this season. And here he is on his opening carry. Not too much inside. Got maybe a yard. That's about all, as the Dolphins defense filled in nicely.
Well, it's no secret to the fans in Miami that one of the things that the Dolphin needs to do to improve their ball club is improve their run defense. Last year they were 27th out of 28 teams in the National Football League against the run. And with Offerdahl back and Sean Lee and Oglesby, who had knee injuries themselves, and Grimsley, those 4 players should go a long way if they stay healthy at improving that run defense.
Let's see if Conklin goes up on 2nd and 9 at the 19 of the Dolphins. Throws the quick pitch down to the 14-yard line. Completes it to Art Monk, and he is ridden out by Chris Green, who stayed right with him. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 4.
We mentioned that Monk doesn't need many receptions, only 19 to become all-time. Of course, these preseason catches don't count. He also has a string of 132 straight games, regular season games, in which he has caught a pass.
Here's where the Dolphins have to dig in to prevent Miami from having a 1st and goal situation. 3rd down, 3 at the 13-yard line. Terry Orr sets up on the left side. Irvin's the lone setback. The Dolphins give you the look as if they're going to pass it, and they will. Conklin over the middle. Wide open is Orr. Diving down to the 3-yard line. 1st and goal. He went in motion out there, Bob, and found himself a little dead spot. 1st and goal, Redskins.
It's a tough opening game for the Dolphins. The Redskins do so much movement. They use 2 tight ends. They'll use 3 wide receivers at times, 4 wide receivers, 1 back, or is listed as a halfback. You can see he's as big as a tight end and bigger. It's very tough for the Dolphins, first game out of the box, to prepare for as much movement and as many variations as an offense like the Redskins will throw at them.
And now the Redskins bring in the beef. Not only is Orr there, but so is Don Warren, so is Ronnie Middleton. So a 3 tight end set in a full backfield. But they will try to throw, and wide open for a touchdown, Ron Middleton.
Let's go back and take a look. It's just going to be a play action fake up here, and watch the tight end. He's going to block and then sneak to the back as the quarterback fakes to the tailback and then throws the ball to Orr, the tight end, who slow blocks, releases to the top left of your screen, and there is just nobody there. Grimsley, number 59, is the closest.
And Chip Lohmiller tacks on the point after. The Redskins take it from the opening kick, a 61-yard drive for a touchdown. They lead 7-0. Well, the world champions with a championship-looking drive. It is only preseason, but 61 yards and 12 plays in 7 minutes. Not too bad. Ron Middleton with a touchdown catch.
Conklin was 6 of 8 on the drive for 55 yards, 3 third-down completions, and 5 completions in a row.
I'll get our first look at the Dolphins offensively as Lohmiller will kick it off. Aaron Craver and Mike Williams back deep, and they're just going to watch this one hit the pylon in the back of the end zone. So Miami works offensively from its own 20-yard line. And they'll do so with Scott Mitchell at quarterback, the big fella who had such a successful campaign in the World League. Joining him, James Saxon and Mark Higgs, Tony Martin and Mike Williams, the wideouts, Farrell Edmonds, the tight end. Webb, Sims, Ulenake, Widener, and Dennis in there on the front wall for Miami. Harry Galbraith out with a thigh injury. That gives Widener the start tonight. And the left-hander, Scott Mitchell, number 19, under center. And Higgs, first carry, will get him 5 yards as the little guy squirts through to the 25-yard line before he runs into Wilbur Marshall. Defensively, the Redskins get more done with mirrors and Plan B free agents than most teams in NFL history, that's for sure. Here's their group: Mann, Williams, Johnson, and Stokes up front. Wilbur Marshall, who just made the tackle, Raven Caldwell and Andre Collins, and a secondary with some Plan B guys in there. 3 of them, in fact: Mayhew, Johnson, Copeland, and Edwards. Second down at 4. Mark Higgs got 6 on his opening carry, and he'll get another chance. Eluded the first man and then dropped in his tracks. A nice tackle by Tim Johnson, number 78. Higgs was quite a find or surprise, whatever you'd want to call him, last year with over 900 yards, Bob.
Well, it was a Plan B acquisition from the Philadelphia Eagles. He had 3 100-yard rushing games for the Dolphins last year and finished 5th in rushing in the AFC, so he had an outstanding year. Bobby Humphrey is injured tonight, will not be playing, so Higgs is going to get most of the work along with Aaron Craver.
Scott Mitchell in the shotgun and a 4-wide receiver group on 3rd down and 5. Flags are down. Might be a free play. The pass is incomplete. Looked like maybe somebody on the right side of the defensive front for the Redskins fell into that neutral zone, but let's wait and see. First penalty marker of the game.
I've got to guess that penalty is probably against the Dolphins. A flag is thrown on their side of the line of scrimmage.
Number 60, offside, 5 yards.
Well,
that was Stokes.
My first wrong read for me. Usually the line judge threw that flag, and usually he'll throw it on the side of the line of scrimmage where the team that committed the foul is, but that flag was
right at the top of your screen. Number 60. There goes Stokes, falling right on the 25-yard line. And let's see, enough for a first down, or is it 3rd and inches? 3rd down and inches. Wasn't quite enough for the first. We'll call it 3rd and 1, but it's more like about 6 inches, and everybody up tight at the 30-yard line. And the Dolphins say they have it. The Redskins say they don't. As you might expect, Larry Nemmers, our referee with a white hat, gives us the one call we know. First down. Saxon picks it up.
Saxon is a new player for the Dolphins this year. Came over Plan B. Plan B, for those of you who are not really up on this, is really a free agency type of thing in the National Football League. The teams can acquire different players. Saxon came over this year from Kansas City, and they've been very pleased with him.
First down for Scott Mitchell. Throws short to Higgs out of the backfield. They couldn't quite find the handle. And the Redskins come up with it as Collins heads to the end zone, but I'm sure that touched the ground. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 as they'll bring it back.
Very aggressive defense for the Redskins.
Mitchell set a World League record for attempts and completions, single season marks with the Orlando Thunder, so he played a lot of quarterback right here at this facility. And of course, the Thunder made it to the World Bowl in Montreal and came up just a few points short to Sacramento. There's his World League numbers. You could see his confidence grow as that season progressed for Orlando. He really took control of that team. Another penalty marker down on 2nd and 10. We have a delay game against Miami.
2nd down.
So it'll be 2nd 15.
So that is something that Scott Mitchell has got to be aware of, that even though, as you take a look at the officials for the night's ball game, Larry Nemmers is a relatively new referee in the National Football League. But Mitchell has got to get his team in the huddle and out to the line of scrimmage real quickly.
It sets him up with a 2nd and 15. Just under 6 minutes to go first quarter. Mitchell over the middle. Dangerous pass intended for Saxon, incomplete. He's got a Wilbur Marshall overcoat there that he wears for a few yards. So it'll bring up 3rd and 15. Not the kind of situation you want to find yourself in on your opening series.
This is a tough defense too, Brad, for Mitchell to go against. Shula knows that it may be Joe Gibbs, but the defensive coordinator that he's playing against is Richie Pettibone. Pettibone has been the defensive coordinator in Washington since 1972. That's before Joe Gibbs arrived. He came with George Allen and stayed there with what's the coach now with Houston Oilers?
Jack Pardee.
Jack Pardee. Outstanding defensive coordinator, does a great job.
Let's see if one of the 4 wideouts for the Dolphins can get open out of the shotgun. Mitchell has to scramble a bit, fires on the run, and got his man in and out of the hands. Or are they going to say a catch and a fumble? That's what the Redskins say. I don't know if there was possession there for Robert Clark or not. Boy, he took a shot. Clark, another Plan B pickup from Detroit. And I guess it's incomplete. So it's 4th and 15.
Well, let's take a look first at the protection for Mitchell. It's a planned rollout. You see the center start rolling out. Now he sees a gaping hole in there. It's tough to tell whether he had the ball long enough, but they've been pleased with Clark.
Reggie Roby to punt.
A Reggie Roby type punt. Wow.
I'd say Reggie's healthy. He was injured in the final game of last year against the Jets. I think he's recovered. A 75-yard punt. We got a timeout. 5:28 first quarter. Redskins lead by a touchdown. Let's take a look at that 3rd down and 15 reception or would-be reception, Bob.
Clark on the left side. We slow it down a little bit. I don't think he really had possession of it. It was a good call by the side judge. And if we had the instant replay and the review in the National Football League, I think that's one that would have been reviewed. You don't obviously have it in preseason games, but that is no more this year.
Ernest Biner, he is having some trouble finding anything on the right side. He cuts back and got across the line of scrimmage and maybe picked up a yard.
John Offerdahl was one of many players that was there to make the stop. I think, as we mentioned in the opening, Brad, Offerdahl is going to be a key player. He stays healthy. He's going to make this team a lot better just by his presence and his leadership. Not only his play on the field.
Conklin's numbers so far. Let's see if he goes to the air again on 2nd and 9 from his own 21-yard line. And they'll try the ground and they'll try the right side until they get it right, I guess. Ernest Finer out to the 27. Got a decent pickup that time before Brian Cox ran him down. This game is presented by authority of the National Football League and is produced by CBS-owned television in cooperation with WPEC TV in West Palm Beach, Florida. This telecast is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without express written consent of the CBS-owned WCIX, the Miami Dolphins, the Washington Redskins, and the National Football League is prohibited. With Bob Greasy, I'm Brad Nessler. Nice to have you along with us tonight as we open up the season. And so far, the Redskins lead it 7-0 with just over 4 minutes remaining first quarter. 3rd down and 3. Art Monk in motion to the top of your screen. Penalty markers all over. They'll blow this one dead. And now we've got a legal procedure on the Redskins.
5 yards, still 3rd down.
Riley McKenzie, I think, was the guilty party, number 63.
Yeah, left guard.
So that changes things defensively for the Dolphins as they'll bring in the nickel package. On a 3rd down and 8. And the fans have the wave working around the Citrus Bowl. Redskins from their own 22. Let's see if the Dolphins can come up with a defensive stopper here on 3rd and long. Conklin again rolls to his left. Fires on the run, and Art Monk can't hold on to this one. So the Dolphins defense forces a punt.
Well, Art Monk has caught 801 passes in his career, but that is one that
not too many slip away, that's for sure.
take a good look at him. I don't think you're going to see much more tonight. I don't think he'll play much more than a quarter, a half at the very most.
13th year out of Syracuse, and he has been some kind of receiver. Kelly Goodburn to punt. And it certainly wasn't a Reggie Roby type kick, was it? Fair catch called for and taken, and a good one by Scott Miller, because that was a tough run just to get there. So now the Dolphins with good field position. With 3 minutes, 18 seconds remaining first quarter, the Dolphins trail 7-0, but they'll be on offense in Redskin territory when we come back.
MCNB and CNS join together September 4th.
So the Dolphins work in Redskin territory. That's what a Reggie Roby punt can do for you in the long run, I guess, Bob.
Exchange of punts, that's a plus 28 yards that the Dolphins gained, and that shows you right there the value of a kicker of Reggie Roby's talents.
Dolphins at the Washington 48, first down. 3:18 left first quarter. Miami with 1 first down so far. And Mitchell to throw on first down. Fires it out. Flag down as he got it to Martin out of bounds right at the stick on the far side. Let's see what the penalty marker's about. Tony Martin made the catch in front of Mayhew and a pickup of 10, but they're going to bring it back.
Take a look at the pass protection. First usually gets pretty good pass protection. A huge gaping hole for Mitchell to step up. A nice completion to Martin on the side that will come back because of the penalty.
Burt Widener, the right guard, with the holding call. Again, he's a starter tonight with Galbraith out with a thigh injury. There he is, number 60. That's one he'd like to hide in the film room tomorrow. That's the Dolphins up to the 42-yard line. And you can see it's been lopsided this quarter as to who's had the ball. Mitchell throws quickly this time with Farrell Edmonds back to the 48-yard line. And Danny Copeland up from the secondary made the stop on the big tight end, and they're hoping for big things again this year from him after an injury-plagued season last year, Bob.
Well, he held out for a while, as did several of the Dolphins. That was one of the problems with the slow start. Then injuries hit him, also hit Richmond Webb and Keith Sims, the offensive line. The offense was kind of shaken up by holdouts and injuries early last year.
2nd and 13 as Edmonds, who just made the catch, goes in motion. Mitchell with a blitz on. Threw it away. And he got leveled pretty good by Eric Williams on top of that. That's why a few of the fans are booing. Do we get a flag? We got a flag in the secondary. It's going to go against the Redskins. Larry Nemmers will walk it back.
Holding, 26 defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
And that is Danny Copeland, the guy that made the tackle on the previous play. And an automatic first down with a defensive holding call. And so the Dolphins go right back into Redskin territory and are about 2 yards better off than they were when they started this drive.
Ball being Washington 47-yard line.
Look at the top right of your screen. Top middle now. That's where the holding occurred. Copeland on Edmonds.
Mitchell to Hicks. Almost looked like a face mask in there as he got turned by Charles Mann, number 71. Made first contact, and Mark didn't get much, about a yard.
The Skins defense is one of the top defenses in the National Football League. Here's a look at Higgs. A big surprise for the Dolphins last year.
Tell you what, that was close to a face mask, and got it up high there.
Redskin defense finished 4th in the National Football League last year. You don't win championships without a great defense.
Mitchell on 2nd and 9 fires, and another catchable pass, or so it appeared, but not caught by Mike Williams. Maybe a little bit behind him, or Williams had to adjust to it, but it was in front of the defenders anyway.
It looked like it was behind him just a tad. They're really pleased with Mike Williams. They picked him up off of waivers last year at the end of the season. So he's been around for a while, learned the system a little bit, and they really like good speed runs, good routes. Seems like the Dolphins always have a lot of good receivers.
Unworldly numbers there for Scott Mitchell so far. 3rd and 9. And incomplete. Intended for either Robert Clark or Tony Martin. I can't quite tell you. It was right between the two. And Scott's going to let one of them know that it wasn't the right route. I think it was intended for Clark. So the Dolphins can't capitalize on the excellent field position, and they're forced to punt again. Reggie's got to pull out his wedge here.
Yeah, he just got to go for a corner or either pop it up.
Joe Johnson, another World League member of the Orlando Thunder. And this time Reggie just hangs it about as high as you can get it up there. And Johnson asked a fair catch just inside the 10. Another near perfect punt. Can't do it any better than that. 1:23 left, first quarter. And the Washington Redskins with a 7-0 lead. We'll be right back.
Orlando Drive. Central Florida Mitsubishi.
So the Redskins back on offense inside their own 10-yard line. So far, Miami's most potent weapon has been Reggie Roby, the punter. Scott Mitchell has struggled a little bit early. And the Redskins have the only points after a 61-yard opening drive. And Conklin, who you look at here, had the touchdown pass to Ron Middleton. Ricky Irvins on a delay. And he'll be delayed by the Dolphin defense. T.J. Turner, first man there, number 95. Offerdahl off the bottom of the pile as well.
This is the famous counter trey, the little delay that the Redskins run so well. Dolphins have that one stopped pretty well.
Got Mitchell talking it over with Don Shula, Gary Stevens on the sideline, waiting for his next chance, while Conklin will bring the Redskins up. 2nd down, a long 9, and we'll call it 10. Art Monk still in there, still in motion. And Conklin in trouble, wants to throw a screen to Irvins. Got it to him on the run, but again, the Dolphins do a nice job as Brian Cox got up there to make the hit. Brian Cox, who had a great season last year, the youngest defensive player of '91. And Ricky Irvin shaking off that Brian Cox hit. Here comes the nickel defense for Don Shula's Dolphins, and they're going to have to wait and go down to the other end of the field as our first quarter is winding to a close from the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. A long walk or a long trot, whichever way you look at it, in the Orlando Heat. And we've played a quarter with the Washington Redskins leading the Miami Dolphins 7-0. Brad Nessler, Bob Gracie at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando as we head into the second quarter. The Dolphins trailing the Redskins 7-0, and Washington faces 3rd and 6. And the last time they were in this situation, the Dolphins forced the punt and got good field position and couldn't do anything with it offensively. They're hoping for another defensive stop here. Ricky Sanders and Art Monk will be the wide receivers for Kerry Conklin, the young quarterback out of Washington. Flags down as Conklin got some heat through it and way over the head of Ricky Sanders. Took a shot from Jeff Cross back there, and Conklin slow to get up.
And number 91 for the Dolphins, Jeff Cross. He has led the Dolphins the last 3 years in sacks. I don't know if that's what brought the flag or not.
Nope, illegal procedure against the Redskins.
Cross had 7 sacks last year. And he is the man that puts the pressure on the opposing quarterbacks for the Miami Dolphins.
He really showed it on that play. A little stunt move to the outside. But the penalty was walked off, and total yardage well in the Redskins' favor, obviously. 3rd down, 11. As they walked off the illegal procedure. Apparently that whistle was blown and the pass wasn't going to be any good whether it was completed or not. And now Conklin has to roll into his own end zone. And he throws that one behind Art Monk. So the Dolphins defense starting to do its job.
Just good coverage downfield, Brad, by the secondary of the Dolphins. Conklin had plenty of time rolling out. Gives you a little bit more time to throw. Watch the right side of the screen. Watch the Redskins. You see them keeping everybody on the line of scrimmage. Top right of your screen, that's the man he wants, but good coverage through the out anyway.
And that brings on the punting unit. And Jeff Fight, a first-year pro out of Memphis State, is about 8 yards deep in his own end zone. But the Dolphins have the return on. He has to take a one-hopper, and he got a nice kick. Miller will have a chance. Oh, and that's a face mask if ever there was one. Joe Johnson, rather Brian Mitchell on the coverage, and that one hurts from way up here.
Mitchell is the outstanding punt returner for the Redskins. Down on covering a punt for the Skins. Got Miller by the face mask.
45-yard punt. We'll see what happens on the end of that 45-yard punt.
Yeah, just grabbed. Normally those things are not intentional, but you're so intent on making the tackle that when Mitchell's hand slipped off the back of the shoulder, it just grabbed the face mask. And
they're going to call that a flagrant unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Mitchell, so they walk it off 15, and the Dolphins will have it at the 33-yard line, the 38-yard line, when we come back in a moment.
If you're hungry for the gold, you practice, practice, practice. If you're just hungry, you go to McDonald's.
Where, for a limited time, you can get a big, beefy triple cheeseburger.
For a big guy. Like
Mikey. And when you team one up
with large fries and a large soft drink
in a free USA Olympic Basketball Collector Cup, you've got yourself the gold medal meal.
What you want, it's what you get.
At McDonald's today.
Gold medal? It's in the bag.
So you think you've seen every car deal under the sun, huh?
You ain't seen nothing yet. But baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Here's something that
haven't seen your South Florida Nissan dealer during the year-end sales event, then hurry, cause...
Here's your advertising idea for Canada Dry.
Reggae's making a comeback.
Not too sweet, me say not too sweet, man. Canada Dry, not too sweet, man.
Some soft drinks are too sweet, but Canada Dry is just right. Goldilocks is wrong.
Canada Dry Ginger Ale has less sugar than other soft drinks. It's less sweet. What a refreshing idea.
We use less sweet animals. But any angry mammal will do.
Scott Mitchell trying to win the backup quarterback job for the Dolphins, and he's not off to the greatest start, Bob.
Well, he's going against a pretty good defense. The Skins defensively, as I mentioned, 4th in the National Football League, and they are very aggressive. Only 1 of 8, one of his first 8 for 7 yards. He's in a battle with Sequels for the backup job to Dan Marino.
Well, he can't complain about the field position again, thanks to the Dolphin defense and that penalty on the punt return. Higgs. Boy, he's so quick. And he got 6 yards as fast as you can bat your eye to the 31-yard line.
Down to the 31-yard line. Tackle by
Little Mark Higgs, all of about 5'7". He's not real small, he's just short.
But he's, yeah, but he's quick. He can find the hole if it's not exactly where it's supposed to be. And you see he's durable. You see Walton, number 40, finishing or trying to finish him off, running left.
Here he goes again, straight up the middle, broke a tackle and might have a first down. Needed to get to the 27 and a half, and that's about where they're going to spot it. Alvin Walton came up from the secondary to make the stop.
Running left behind 69 Sims, 78 Webb. Should have stayed a little wider that time.
Not quite enough for the first down.
There's a hole inside. Good defense like the Redskins. Not going to be a gap there very long.
3rd and inches again. Play action. Mitchell got leveled as he tried to get rid of it. And the man that just made the previous tackle, Alvin Walton, came on a safety blitz.
Safety blitz, and there was a man wide open down the middle of the field.
Now let's see what Coach Shula is going to do. I would assume he's going to go on 4th down and that short, but we'll wait and see. So Walton's made a couple of good plays defensively for the Redskins. Higgs will check back in, and the Dolphins will come up with a 4th down situation. They were good on 4th down last year. 78% of the time they were successful. We'll see what they do here in their first preseason game of 92. 4th down, less than a yard. Saxon and Higgs in a dual backfield. And it's a moot point, I think, because jumping off sides, it appeared, was Bobby Wilson, and I don't think anybody drew him off, which should mean a free 5. But we'll wait and see what the officials say.
Encroachment, 94 defense prior to the snap. First down.
Bobby Wilson, the big second-year tackle out of Michigan State, got an early start, Bob.
There he is right here. Watch him. He's going to come in here. But watch the other defensive tackle. He's also going to slant. This is the defense that the Redskins were using on this short yardage defense. Both of the tackles pinching in. Richie Pettibone, the defensive coordinator, always has them moving, either pinching, slanting out, covering up for each other. Walton on a safety blitz.
You can tell Larry Nemmers is a new referee. Forgot to pick up his flag. It's 1st and 10, and Higgs again with about 5 yards. Every time he's touched it, he seemed to have gotten that much. And now Larry Nemmers, Scott Mitchell says, hey, ref, go back, pick up your penalty marker, will you?
But one of the things the Dolphins need to improve on as we take a look at Higgs making something really out of nothing that was there initially. Not only they need to improve on their defense and their run defense, they also need to improve on their run offense. So that late in the year, they're in San Diego and they're up 23-10 in the 4th quarter. They can run the ball, take time off the clock. They don't need more points. They need to take time off with the running game.
Higgs got 4. 2nd down and 6. Mitchell fires. And again, in and out of the hands of Mike Williams. As you said, the Dolphins coaches liked him coming into this game. They might not like him quite as much tomorrow morning. That's the second one that it looks like he could have had.
They picked him up free agent last year, and and they've liked everything they've seen about him. And if he was that good, he wouldn't have been out as a free agent last year when they picked him up. So they've liked what they've seen, but you still have to carry that from the practice field into the ball games against other opponents and do it on the field.
Gets to be a little different speed out there, doesn't it? Third down, 6. And Mitchell will work from the gun with 4 wide receivers. Completes it to the 10-yard line and a first down. Got it to Robert Clark. Sidney Johnson made the tackle, but Robert Clark, another Plan B pickup from the Lions, has his first catch and his first Dolphin first down.
Clark started several games last year for Detroit. Doesn't have a lot of speed, but has good hands, a good possession receiver.
Caught 47 passes and 6 touchdowns in his 14 games for the Lions. Martin and Williams now the wideouts. And the Dolphins with a first and goal. Mark Higgs. Got about 3. Fuller, the tackle, in on the hit. Boone Powell, the linebacker. Already the Redskins have gone to some of their backup people. And we'll see a lot more of that in the second half. That's when Bob and I'll start praying we've got the numbers right. So Higgs got it inside the 8. Second and goal. Dan Marino will not play tonight. Thought he put the uniform on just to thrill the fans a little bit.
You can be sure he's not taped though. No ankles, nothing.
Martin in motion. Here's Higgs. Bounces off one man and got to the 6. Raven Caldwell, number 50, holding on for dear life, and then got help from Walton from the secondary. So it'll bring up third down and goal. There's what Mark's done tonight. The Redskins bring in Kurt Gouveia and Wilbur Marshall and some of their starting linebackers now, realizing the Dolphins are very close to their first score of the night. And they're trying to keep it from being 7. Third and goal at the 6. 10.5 minutes left first half. Dolphins trail by a touchdown. And Scott Mitchell from the shotgun. Waits, penalty marker down as he got it in for a touchdown. But again, a flag is down. Aaron Craver with the catch. Let's see what the call is. Motion, Miami.
Illegal motion, number 81 offense, 5 yards, still third down.
Here's Craver. Here he's going to go in motion across the line of scrimmage, across the formation. He starts upfield a little bit too soon. He's going to get open for the touchdown. But his problem is he turns upfield before the ball is snapped. Just right there, a little bit too anxious. Little option by the halfback. He was the main man the whole way. He just was a little bit anxious going upfield.
So the first positive thing offensively for the Dolphins tonight, negated by penalty. I think they've got the ball spotted in the wrong position. Should be closer to the 11-yard line. They got away back by the 13.
Those are the types of things, Brad, that will happen early in training camp or in your first preseason game. I mean, you want to go in motion to kind of throw off the defense, but you certainly don't want to negate the play by going toward the line of scrimmage. This is not the Canadian Football League.
Craver in there flanking Mitchell in the gun. 4 wide receivers. Third and goal back at the 12. Scott Mitchell pulls it down, and he'll take off with it himself. Got back to the 5, but that's it. Wilbur Marshall is there. David Gullidge came up from the secondary, and now it's 4th and goal, and out comes the field goal unit.
There's fairly good pressure on Mitchell, and he pulls the ball down. There's just nobody open. And he does a good thing. Doesn't throw the ball up for grabs. He's given Stoyanovich a chance. Yeah, Stoyanovich will kick this. Chance to get the 3 points.
The best in the AFC last year. They'll try one from 22 yards out with Scott Mitchell holding. something we'll talk about as this game progresses. And he got it right down the middle. So the Dolphins on the board. They were looking to tie it up and came up a little short, but still they got the 3. 9:29 to go first half. Redskins lead cut to 7-3. You take them how you can get them. 5:19 it took the Dolphins to go 26 yards in 10 plays. Pete Stoyanovich hit the 22-yard field goal. First points of the 92 preseason. Teeing it up, Jim Gallery will kick it away. Back deep for the Redskins, John Settle and Terry Smith back at the goal line. Gallery, a former World League player, too. Seen time in a lot of NFL teams. He hops one down, and trouble with it. Fumble inside the 10. And the Dolphins came up with it. The special teams have been pretty special so far.
Normally, the Redskins are known for their outstanding play on special teams. Never has a hold of it. Gets hit, and the ball is loose. And it looks like Oliver, 25, was the first man there. That's not Oliver, though. 35, that's Glenn.
Kerry Glenn coming back off an injury-plagued year of last season. And
Glenn, an outstanding special teams player for Shula. Good cornerback, comes in on the nickel dime defense, and also an outstanding special teams player.
Here's that field position again. First and goal at the 9. Nice play fake by Mitchell if he can get rid of it. Got it out. Saxon. Touchdown. In one play, and the Dolphins in front.
Fake to the left is going to hold most of the Redskins. Mitchell has a little bit of a problem getting out. The fullback slips out to the right side and does a nice job getting into the end zone. Saxon playing, Tony Page, the starting fullback, holding out with a contract problem.
Stoyanovich for the point after. And in a matter of about 20 seconds, the Dolphins go from being 7 down to being 3 up. 9:09 to go first half. Miami has rallied with some special plays on special teams. They lead it 10-7. There's the kind of scoring drives you have to love, Bob. 9 yards, one play.
Yeah, if you're on the Redskins side of the field, though, they didn't do that many times last year. Give up cheap touchdowns with your special teams. Well, I mean, the Redskin defense has been playing well the entire first quarter, and now your special team goes in and gives up one.
Gallery to kick as he did about 10 seconds ago, and it goes to the same man who fumbled, Joe Johnson. This time he handles it at the 5 and got across the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Kerry Glenn down.
Miami fans, the University of Miami fans may have recognized early. He's a free agent with the Redskins. May see him in the second half playing defense.
So the Redskins will find themselves in a hole here. They started off their opening drive at their own 39-yard line. That's the best field position they've had all night, and now they're back at their own 10. Joe Johnson trots back to the huddle to become a wide receiver here for Kerry Conklin, who has a touchdown pass tonight. But the Dolphins have a lead now, 10-7, with just under 9 minutes to go first half from the Citrus Bowl. Redskins, not normally a penalized team much, but tonight we saw 6 already. Conklin wanted to throw a quick hitch, instead comes back across the middle. to John Settle. And Settle got a 5-yard pickup. Mark Sander there defensively. John Settle, a former 1,000-yard receiver with the Atlanta Falcons.
Good coverage on the outside. Conklin wants to throw it. And Junior, number 54, was in the way, the line of sight. So he brought it back down and dumped it over the middle. Offerdahl is out now. I think that's Sander.
Sander just made the last tackle in for him. 2nd and 5. Settle trying to sweep the left side and nothing doing, and that is John Grimsley. Boy, that is good to see, too. Almost a year ago that his knee went.
Grimsley was picked up on a trade with Houston last year, 3rd round, 59, slides down the line and makes the play. He was an outstanding player for the Oilers. The Dolphins gave up a 3rd round draft choice, injured himself early in training camp last year and missed the entire season.
I said it's been almost a year. It's been more than a year. July 17th is when that knee went. So no football in more than a year, and awfully happy to get out there and hit somebody. He said he was itching to, and he had a nice stop there. Conklin throws complete. And it's Joe Howard Johnson with a 1st down for the Redskins. So trying to make up for the fumble on the kickoff, has his 1st reception of the night.
Joe Howard Johnson played right here on this field with the Orlando Thunder of the World League, and he was the favorite receiver. As you take a look at Conklin with good protection, he was Mitchell's favorite receiver. Caught a lot of balls.
In fact, the last time these two teams got together in the preseason, Joe Howard Johnson had a 94-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That was the difference. So he's played the Dolphins in the preseason before. 1st down at the 26. Conklin got it complete out near the 30-yard line. Only about a 3-yard pickup to Ricky Irvins. It's not Ricky Irvins, I beg your pardon. It's John Brandis, one of the H-backs.
Not asking Conklin to do a lot of complicated things, Brad. They're rolling him out a lot, which doesn't take a lot to read coverages, throwing a lot of quick hitches, threw the ball downfield a couple of times. Not asking him to do a lot, but I think that's a credit to Joe Gibbs and his staff. This young man has not thrown a pass in the regular season game, as we mentioned, and getting some good experience with the fact that Mark Rippon is out of camp.
2nd down and 7 for Conklin. With time, throws. Stephen Hobbs, did he trap it? Dolphins say he did. No catch, incomplete. Hobbs, a 3rd-year player out of Northern Alabama. Tried to do a little acting job on that one. Incomplete, and it will be 3rd and 7. 6 minutes and 2 seconds left in the 1st half, with the Miami Dolphins leading 10 season game for these two clubs, who are both going to play 5. I know how the veterans love that.
The coaches love it, and the young players should love it. Gives them an extra game to try and prove themselves.
3rd down and 7. That's Hobbs in motion to the bottom of your screen as Conklin drops, sets, and threw it low again, and Hobbs couldn't handle it. He was open.
Well, that should have been complete. Good protection for Conklin, and Hobbs had a nice cushion, just didn't come up with the ball.
He had J.B. Brown backpedaling, but incomplete, and it forces a punt. Jeff Fite, who had a good punt the first time he got his foot into it. This time he'll have a better spot to kick from, his own 15. Last time he was deep in his own end zone. And that's Scott Miller back deep for Miami. 2nd-year return and receiver from UCLA. Again, a bad hop, and this time not a good kick, but he gets a decent roll out of it. Oh, the deep snap has been quite an experience tonight for the Redskins so far. That one rolls dead just outside the 30-yard line. With 5:44 remaining 1st half, Dolphins have the lead, and they'll have it on offense when we come back. Doing a good job just to handle the snap and get the kick away by Fite.
Well, believe it or not, they do work on those things in practice. You know, the punter and the place kicker don't have anything to do while the rest of the team is practicing, so they work on all kinds of weird things.
There's a chance for the Dolphins to try to get something more before halftime. Pretty good field position at their own 31 with 5:44 left in the second quarter. Mitchell almost dropped it on the snap and tried to go short over the middle to Aaron Craver. Raven Caldwell was there covering. That one didn't look good for him.
Well, if you just tuned in, you're not seeing Dan Marino because 5 preseason games. Shula's just giving him a break. Tony Page is not here because of a contract holdout, and Bobby Humphrey has a little bit of a swollen knee and is not playing, and is all right. Should be ready to play next week's ball game.
As you saw that replay, you can see that Mitchell mishandling it. That messed up the play action part of that play, and I don't think he ever got his head back into it. 2nd and 10. This time gives it off. Whoa, what a hit. Raven Caldwell said hello to Aaron Craver. That's your major league regular season collision. Wow. Caldwell trying to win the middle linebacker job that Matt Millen had last year, and this is the way you win it.
You don't see the blocking up front, but Caldwell, as you mentioned, in the middle linebacker, and that is, he stuffs it. Saw Matt Millen here this evening.
Matt's doing the analyst job for the Redskins TV tonight. 3rd and long. Mitchell throws a little wide receiver screen, and Tony Martin does a nice job on his own. Came up a little short, I think, of the first down. Sidney Johnson holding on, but Martin did quite a dance after the catch to pick up positive yardage. You hear some of the fans chanting, "Go, go, go," but they're going to bring out the sticks, I think, from the near side to look at this. Looks to be about the length of the football short, but we'll find out in a moment.
It's a wide receiver screen. The receiver is up here at the top. What they do, the other inside receivers are going to go down and block. Now watch the offensive line. They're also going to go down and block. Now the key is the outside receiver catches the ball. Football league, if you catch it behind the line of scrimmage, the offensive lineman can go on downfield and block.
Well, you're basic 2 inches short of a first down. And the Dolphins will bring in some extra line help, and they will go for it on 4th and 1 in their own territory at the 41-yard line.
That was a great effort by Tony Martin. This is something you do in preseason games. 4th and 1 on your own 41. But I don't think you'd be doing it in the first half in a regular season game.
Saxon and Craver at 2:37 and 2:14 respectively, unless Mitchell just leans forward. It is Saxon, first down. Needed a couple of inches, got a couple yards.
Jeff Dellenbach, number 65, came in to play the weak side end on the left side, and that's exactly where they ran.
Saxon, as Bob mentioned, came from the Kansas City Chiefs. His best year was 88 as a rookie with Kansas City. Had 4 starts that season. First down, play action for Mitchell. Floats it out to Saxon. Nice move in the secondary. And he might have another first down, or very close to it. Jason Buck got back there from his defensive end position to make the hit. It's another dimension that they like about him, is receiving.
The coaches like James Saxon. He's a big, strong fullback. He is a good blocker, similar to Page. He is an excellent receiver, similar to Page. And he does not run the ball backs that can carry the football. Tony Page in the Dolphins system, the other fullback for the Dolphins, caught 57 passes last year. Marino threw him a lot, mainly on the dump offs.
Second down, less than a yard. These are the kind of situations you like. Mitchell appears to be changing things at the line.
Blitz. Got it out. Martin. A nice move. Took it away inside the 30. To the 23-yard line. Tony Martin trying to win himself a job and doing a good job of it here in the second quarter.
22-yard pickup.
We talked about Talked about Richie Pettibone. This is halfway into the play. Here are the two inside linebackers. They're going to blitz. What that does is put the receivers one-on-one downfield. If you can get the ball to a wide receiver and he breaks the tackle, Mitchell gets him the ball. Now, Martin, if he does, if he could have broken a little bit cleaner, he could have gone all the way.
Got it to the 25. First down, Miami, leading 10-7 with plenty of time left, second quarter. Now Craver tries to go outside, and that is a nice stop defensively as Shane Collins, a rookie defensive end out of Arizona State, gets out there to make the hit. A loss of a yard, in fact. 2nd and 11 coming up, and we might have seen our final play before the 2-minute warning.
Craver's been looking good. They've been very pleased. Shula was saying today the difference it makes between a first-year player and a second-year player. Craver's been around for 2 years. Mentally, he's so much better.
Mitchell finds Saxon out of the backfield inside the 20 to the 19-yard line, and now we have. And Saxon isn't up yet. I don't think he's shaken up. I think he's taking a little breather. It's getting hot out there. 1:56 left, first half. Dolphins leading 10-7 and closing in on the Redskin goal line again. Where the Dolphins lead 10-7 and have a 3rd down and 4 coming up. Scott Mitchell starting to settle in, Bob, right now.
Well, after going 1 for his first 8, he has now thrown completed 6 of his last 7. 63 yards.
He'd like one more completion, and he'd like it to be 4 yards or more. 3rd down. And there it is. Clark lost the ball. And they're going to blow it dead at the 1-yard line. Boy, this is one of those that replay would have a blast with, but of course that is no more. Let's
good moves, not a lot of speed, caught a lot of balls last year. We mentioned earlier he is down by contact when the ball comes out, but you don't want to leave that up to the officials to make that decision.
I think that was an excellent call right there as we got a chance to look at it. And now it's 1st and goal. Saxon, the up man in the eye. Higgs is the tailback. And the Redskins have taken a timeout with 1:40 left. Scott Mitchell will have a chance to go over and talk things over on the sideline. We'll stay right here with 1:40 left and the Dolphins leading by a score of 10-7.
Track today worked out in Miami and will be with some of the other unsigned for 4 veterans, and Troy Vincent is the other #1 draft choice. We're close with him.
Play fake to Higgs. Mitchell rolls and waits and runs out of time and finally through.
Don't force it, give it a chance, and then throw it away. Mitchell is so much more mature after playing in the World League this spring. Brad, you saw him several times. Shula commented on him. Gary Stevens said he is just so much better. You can only do so much in practice by going out and doing it in a ball game where it's under fire. You got to make the decisions yourself. He is so much further along.
1:33 left till halftime. Dolphins 2nd and goal at the Redskin 1. Again, Saxon the up man in the eye. Higgs the tailback gets the call and gets a touchdown. The Dolphins have scored 16. Takes it in from a yard.
Whenever you see a gap in there, just a little crease, Jeff Uhlenhake, number 63, the center, had a good block. Watch the center, 63, goes to his right. Sims, 69, also got his man off the line of scrimmage. Anytime you put a crease on the goal line.
And Stoyanovich missed the extra point out of Scott Mitchell's hold.
Yeah,
and that's something we talked about a little bit earlier.
I don't know if we got a minute here to talk about that or not, but that's something we will do. If we can see a replay of that and maybe see a closer look to see if Mitchell was holding it, because one of the problems. Let's see if the ball is cleanly handled by Mitchell. Snap is good. The hold looked to be good. Scott Mitchell was saying last year, and really had I think beaten out Scott Secules. The holder and be activated for every ball game, but that quarterback battle is up for grabs and should be one on the field between Secules and Mitchell.
Good looking drive that time by the Dolphins. 69 yards, 11 plays, 425. Gallery set to kick off as now the Dolphins will put up 17 unanswered points. Joe Johnson takes from his own 15, got popped, and the ball's loose again, and the Dolphins have it again. Looks like is thought Miami had it.
Well, I think he had it for a second, and then it squirted loose.
Jim Jensen arguing his point to no avail. Let's take another look.
Didn't get a solid. It looked maybe got an arm in there.
Yep.
Now let's look. That's Moore back up tight end, a rookie. The ball comes out. Now you think Hoyer's got it. Somebody gets a hand in there.
Two rookies, a tight end and a linebacker, and both apparently had it scored away.
Moore had a chance. Hoyer had a chance. Now you don't know who's got it.
Finally, Terry Smith, I guess, is who they're going to give it to for the Redskins. That draws the ire of the fans. And we're looking for some more Miami offense. It's the Redskin offense instead from its own 33. Penalty markers all over as Conklin loads it up and goes deep. Incomplete. Just it's a penalty that's going to go against the Redskins. So 1:14 left first half, with the Dolphins leading. I may have said 17-7 earlier, and I correct myself. 16-7 after the missed extra point.
Motion number 86 is declined. Holding on 76. Offense is accepted. 10 yards, still first down.
So a holding call will back the Redskins up inside their own 25-yard line.
You say 76?
I don't think they have a 76, do they? Ed Simmons normally would
Not
be
on
here.
offense, yeah.
He didn't make the trip.
No. I guess not only there's too many numbers for us, maybe for them too.
Makes me feel better. How about you? So just in first and 20.
So Ed Simmons sitting at home watching this game, he just had it's a holding penalty.
Conklin throws incomplete. Intended for Joe Johnson. Sliding attempt, no good. That was Bruce Alexander, fourth-year pro out there covering, number 80. Tell you what, Joe played a little better football for the Thunder on this field than he has tonight for the Redskins. He's had trouble holding on to the ball, trying to win a spot on a very deep receiving core, and it has not been the kind of night he'd hoped for so far. Second and 20. Green set up. Diving out to the 25 is Brian Mitchell. Lost his footing a little bit. Performer, as you said, for the Terrapins, 6'5", 285.
Well, the best is yet to come for the Dolphin defense, with Marco Coleman signing today, Troy Vincent, the cornerback from the University of Wisconsin, All-American, outstanding player, co-defensive player of the year in the Big Ten. Not only does he play corner very well, but he's also an exciting punt returner. He ran 4 punts back. Joe Green, the new defensive line coach, standing next to T.J. Turner.
Got your attention a few times over the years.
Yes, he did.
3rd down and 17. Conklin in and out of the hands of Brian Mitchell. And just to make sure for good measure, Chris Green let him have it.
I was kidding Joe on the field before the ball game. You know, I can do that now since we're retired. I was kidding him. I said, Joe, I said, I saw the Hall of Fame game today, and I was watching the inductees. I said, what happened? There's no Steelers going in this year.
That's right.
They must have given out. They've got they got half their defensive team on that Hall of Fame team.
And a few characters going in today. Al Davis and John Riggins.
Former Redskin, huh?
Lem Barney in, only the 5th cornerback. I found that a little surprising. Only the 5th corner to have been inducted.
How about John Mackey?
And John Mackey, the great tight end for the Colts.
Scott Miller has trouble, takes it on one hop after near mid.
As the Redskins punters have just not gotten what he's
pressure on him, a little heat. Not only is Vincent a #1 draft choice, Miller, number 9 last year, second-year player. He's got some competition for the punt return job, and also as that wide receiver spot with the acquisition of Clark from Plan B and also Mike Williams.
So the Dolphins still have 38 seconds left and have the ball just on their side of midfield with a 16-7 lead. Scott Mitchell got Robert Clark, who Bob just talked about, at the 36-yard line. First down. Sidney Johnson there defensively, and the Dolphin 2-minute drill going into effect.
I don't understand why Detroit allowed Robert Clark to leave.
I really don't either. Complete. The intended for Tony Martin. Game so far. And now the Dolphins can regroup and huddle with 17 seconds left.
I don't know, man.
I saw today where Herman Moore, the second-year wide receiver for the Lions, is injured and is going to miss a few weeks, and they probably love to have Robert Clark back in their receiving corps right now.
Well, Clark, as you mentioned, started, I think, 14 games last year for Detroit. They run and shoot. They start 3 or 4. But he also caught 100 balls in the last 2 years for 14 touchdowns. I mean, the guy can play.
Mitchell waits, got it out. Miller goes down. Nice open field hit by Sidney Johnson, the corner. And now a timeout. Miami with 9 seconds left. They could try to sneak another play in here to try to pick up the first down. That's what they're talking about on the sideline.
Mitch. Five. And before the ball game, I said, Dan, did you tape your ankles tonight? I said, nah, I said, figured that off.
He had all the media a little bit worried earlier this week when he wore his ice bag on his left knee out to practice when he knew he wasn't going to really take part in the workout. Normally something he does in the locker room, and that had everybody a little bit nervous. Joe Gibbs looking on. His team was in control in the first quarter, but it's been a Dolphins second quarter. And now 3rd down and 4. Miami trying to pick up a first down and still have time to kick a field goal. Far side, got Tony Martin. No, they say didn't get both feet in. So now they're in the same situation they were. Let's see if they bring like it's
They wanted a down and out to pick up a few more yards and stop the clock. Stojanovic can certainly handle this. He's kicked a 58 and a 59-yarder in his career, and last year in the playoffs kicked a 58-yarder and holds the NFL record for the longest field goal in playoff history.
He'll try one here from 47. Mitchell to hold. Bob said he's got plenty of leg. 7 kicks of 50-plus in his career. He'll try to give 3 more to the Dolphins before halftime, and it's Sale left on him at the end. If you're a golfer, it looked good until it got near the green. That brings the first half to a close. But the Dolphins come back from being down 7-0 with a great second quarter.
Action Sports Director.
Before the game, and I said, how long before Joe really goes off the handle about those holdouts? And I said, another week.
It's not critical that he's in there, but and then Darrell Green, the outstanding defensive back, is also out for him.
Well, the Dolphins will get the football first to start the third quarter. Aaron Craver and Mike Williams back deep for Miami. Chip Lohmiller blasts the kickoff. And Williams can't handle it, so Miami will start from its own 20-yard line. Lohmiller was the top kicker in the league last year, and obviously the top in the NFC, and Stojanovic the top AFC kicker.
Lohmiller the top kicker as far as points are concerned, but also the Redskins and Lohmiller led the league in kicking the ball in.
In the third quarter, after his number, and he got his team in the end zone a couple of times, working from his own 20-yard line. Throws quickly over the middle, wide open. Moore, the tight end, across the 35, the 40, all the way up to the 46-yard line goes Dave Moore, the rookie out of Pittsburgh. Took Johnny Thomas for a ride with him there in the last few yards.
From the right side of your screen, Moore, number 90, is going to release to the inside. A safety blitz, number 40. That's Walton. Moore saw it. That's a big plus for the rookie. 7th-round draft choice out of Pittsburgh. He caught 83 passes at Pittsburgh the last 2 years.
One of Alex Van Pelt's favorite receivers up there with the Panthers. Got 26 yards on the
mentioned one of the players for having a great camp so far. Amazing what the same system the second time around will do for your confidence.
He was the youngest Dolphin last year at age 22, and he looks like the veteran that Bob's talked about here tonight. He's had a good game. First down at the 43-yard line. He stays in there as a single setback and gets the call off the right side, and another good game. Before he ran into the Redskins defensively. Let's take a look at that one.
This is a stretch play, just starts wide.
Mitchell on 2nd and 5. Over the middle, another first down, another catch by Craver, and inside the 30-yard line. Same man made the hit, Ted Rogers, the middle linebacker.
1st and 10 Miami.
Aaron's out of Fresno State in just his second year.
Good protection right side of your screen. Craver just goes down, reads the coverage, and hooks in between the linebackers.
So Miami started at its own 20-yard line, and thanks to some brisk passing from Mitchell to Moore and Craver, they worked it all the way to the Redskin 30 and a first down. Clark in motion. Craver had a couple that time. Boone Powell and Calvin Holmes combined on the hit for Washington. And it brings up 2nd down and 8.
See number 86. That's Fred Banks making his first appearance in the ball game. New players sprinkled in for both sides.
Scott Mitchell rolls to his right and fires a mile high, intended for Robert Clark. That's a tough throw. It's just the opposite of a right-handed quarterback who has the same problem going the other way. Brings up 3rd down and 8 with 11:58 to go 3rd quarter. This is the opening series of the 3rd quarter for Miami. Scott Mitchell waiting for the call from the sidelines.
Just hurry up, give me the play, let's go. The clock's running down. 17, 16, 15.
Banks and Clark to the bottom of your screen. And Williams wide to the left.
Here they come.
They go inside, a little quick opener, and it got him to the 25, and that's it. Keith Woodside got the quick trap. Jumpy Geathers in on the tackle for Washington, so that fooled too many people defensively for the Redskins. And it brings up 4th down. So another Stoyanovich field goal attempt. This one will be a bit closer than his one that closed the first half, and again we'll watch Scott Mitchell holding for Stoyanovich. This one will be from 42 yards out, and he sees 1 for 2 on the night. That last one grazed the upright we saw after the replay to end the first half. This one he got right where he wanted it. Straight downtown from 42. So the Dolphins' opening drive nets them 3 more points and adds to their cushion. 11:09 to go 3rd quarter. It's the Dolphins 19 and the Redskins 7. After a pretty good looking opening drive, 52 yards and 8 plays. A Redskin fan not happy with the way things have gone since their opening drive of the ball game. Really, they took a 7-0 lead. There's what the Dolphins just did. Stoyanovich nailed it from 42. It is 19-7. And now he'll kick away to Terry Smith and Robert Green. Smith on the right of your screen. Robert Green, a rookie, is going to be the guy that'll have his chance. His first preseason touch in the NFL. He does a pretty good job with it out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Fred Marion, one of the guys down there on the coverage team from Miami. That's quite a story, Bob.
Very interesting story. Fred Marion out of the University of Miami in his he's in his 11th year. Gave Marino and the Dolphins all kinds of problems when he was at New England. New England released him. He's a free agent. Dolphins signed him, and he's battling for a backup position as a safety going down on the special teams.
So the Redskins work from their own 26-yard line. And tough sledding inside against the Miami defense. Collier getting a pony ride there. One of the guys, Larry Webster, the 2 rookies from the ACC, combined on the hit of John Settle.
You got some of those new players for the Dolphins in there. You mentioned Webster. He's a 3rd-round choice for the Dolphins. Hoyer, the linebacker, number 64, is a 4th-round choice. They've been very high on both those players.
Those 2 guys made a lot of tackles in ACC football the past few years. Ricky Sanders in motion on 2nd and 7. Draw play. Got it to the 30. That's it for Settle. And it's still going to be 3rd down and almost 6. Pat swoops in on the tackle. Settle didn't play much last year after signing a Plan B contract, having been a 1,000-yard rusher one season for the Atlanta Falcons, and then fell out of favor, I guess, with Jerry Glanville and didn't play much. And trying to find a spot in the Redskin backfield. Third down at 6. Kerry Conklin's gone all the way at quarterback for Washington. As a touchdown pass, the only scoring tonight for the Redskins. Sanders in motion. See if the Dolphins can get some heat on Conklin. He has time and goes deep. Hobbs wide open. To the 33-yard line. Tiger Green trying to get back there to make the hit, but Hobbs was wide open back there in the secondary.
Good pass protection. This is a deeper route and takes some time. Conklin throws the ball very well. Conklin out of the University of Washington. He played there 3 years ago before they were winning Pac-10 championships and national championships, at least a share of it with the University of Miami last year.
We watched the beginning of the replay. It looked like Kerry Glenn, who was really the guy that appeared to have gotten beat, ran into one of his own players.
Picked off.
Yep. And that caused the man to come wide open. First down, Washington. Conklin to throw again. Over the middle. Incomplete. Penalty marker goes down as Lewis Cooper is going to be called for either holding or pass interference. The intended receiver, Ray Rowe, a rookie out of San Diego State. So Washington, with one long pass play and now penalties, marched all the way inside the Dolphin 19-yard line.
From the left side of your screen,
it looked maybe like he got a hand on his jersey with a left hand.
Might have, but that back judge in the middle of the field couldn't have seen that.
Hobbs and Sanders, the wideouts. The give to John Settle. Andre Powell in on the tackle for Miami as Settle took it to the 14-yard line. Well, this is the deepest penetration for the Redskins into Miami territory since the first quarter. And they have it at the 14. Second down and 5. Just over 8 minutes to go here in front of what is very close to a packed Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Settle in the Redskin backfield. He gets the call again. Broke one tackle, got to the 10, short of the first down. Clifford Hobley in on the tackle for Miami.
Take a look from behind the Dolphin defense. That's Sean Lee doing a pretty nice job at the nose tackle, sliding over. Collier is 64. Dolphins have got to be tougher at the line, at the point of attack against the run.
Third down at 2, Redskins. Trailing 19-7. John Settle has a first down. The Redskins stack him up, but not before he got the first down. Sander was there with Hollier and a group of other Miami defenders, but now it's first and goal, Redskins. At the 7-yard line. Hobbs and Sanders, the wideouts. Roll the big H-back in the backfield with Settle, who's done most of the work on this drive. And he gets the call again. And there's a good hit. Alexander from his corner position. Bruce, a fourth-year pro out of Stephen F. Austin, made a nice stop. Settle got it just inside the 6-yard line. There's a good look at Bruce Alexander.
Second and goal from 6-yard line.
Been mostly a running attack since the long pass when Hobbs got open. Other than that, mostly John Settle. Second and goal outside the 5. And now Conklin to throw.
to the end zone and knocked down.
Getting a hand on it was Hobley at the last instant, or it would have been a touchdown.
It's going to come from the right side of your screen. Now watch Hobley, number 29. He's going to slide back to the inside. He's seen that play a lot, using the back of the end zone as his friend. Knows he can play in front of the wide receiver.
Saw the reaction of Conklin, and Ricky Sanders did much the same thing in the back of the end zone. He was the intended receiver. Now 3rd and goal. Conklin
got it outside, got a touchdown. Ray Rowe, the rookie.
Well, that's just one rookie against another. He's going against Powell. Number 55, the right side of your screen. Rowe's just going to run a little option. Breaks to the outside. Powell, an 8th round draft choice, just gets beat.
Lohmiller's extra point is good. The Redskins got one big pass play, a penalty, and then a touchdown pass of 5 yards from Kerry Conklin, his 2nd of the night. With 5:38 left, 3rd quarter, it's now 19-14 Miami.
Bobby Humphrey, we haven't mentioned his name tonight. He was involved in the trade for Sammy Smith. Take a look at what Bobby Humphrey did his first 2 years in the league for Denver. Rushed for over 1,000 yards both years. Was involved in a contract dispute and a big holdout last year, and really wasted a year away, but the Dolphins are looking for some big things from him.
Parmalee takes the kickoff. And I want to correct that Redskin touchdown. It was a rookie, but it wasn't Ray Rowe, as we told you, but rather Robert Green, a rookie out of William and Mary, who caught that touchdown pass from Kerry Conklin.
One of the number changes that were given late, 39 rather than 38.
They like Robert Green a lot. That was a strange story. Joe Gibbs was just up watching his kid play football at William and Mary and said, "Who's this running back?" And brought him into camp as a free agent. Tonight he gets himself a touchdown. And I blow his first touchdown.
Well, he's got more time about it right now than he would have gotten before.
That's right. First down, Miami. Scott Mitchell loads it and goes deep. Man out there. Got it. Freddie Banks. And boy, did he have to lay out for that one.
It's a first down call, and it's a play action fake. Freddie Banks does a little stop and go. You won't see the move that Freddie Banks puts on, but it's play action, and Mitchell just kind of pumps it and lays it out.
40 yards later, first down Miami.
Freddie Banks has made a lot of big plays.
Now Craver breaks a tackle, and he's got another first down. Give him 12 to the 23.
Johnny Thomas might have saved a touchdown there. Aaron Craver is having quite a ball game.
Straight blocking up front. That Williams, number 61, doing a nice job. Williams, a second-year player from Iowa State. He went to the same school as Keith Sims, both starting guards tonight from Iowa State.
Back-to-back big plays for the Dolphins, and they have set up shop at the Redskin 24. Mitchell goes over the middle. And another completion to Craver. Ted Rogers there to see that he got no further than the 7 yards he picked up. Bring up second down and 3. Under 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Miami leads it 19-14, and that young man has had himself quite a football game.
Now, we were told that he was having a great camp. The only thing he's done wrong tonight is after he caught the touchdown, before he caught the touchdown, he was in motion toward the line of scrimmage, which called it back.
Woodside in there now at the tailback spot behind Saxon. On second down and 3, and Woodside dropped in his tracks, a loss of a couple. Bobby Wilson, the big tackle, got the first hand on him, and Keith Willis helped out. And it'll bring up now 3rd down and longer situation, 3rd and 6.
Defense wins.
Woodside came over from the Green Bay Packers and has not had the greatest of camp so far. Nobody in the Dolphin backfield with virtually 5 wide receivers on 3rd down and 6, and over the middle it is a first down catch. And Robert Clark got it in front of Rodgers, and they'll move the sticks again.
Well, Robert Clark played with the run and shoot, number 81 in the slot. Just the inside man clears out, and Clark just slides down the line. You need 5 or 6 yards. That's a pretty safe play.
Andre Collins was actually the guy trying to stay with him, and the linebacker that's 235 pounds going to have a tough time staying with a Robert Clark. Just outside the 12-yard line, Miami with a first down. And the lead, trying to add to it. And Clark almost made a one-handed catch, which would have been a touchdown. Got the left hand on it, and that was it. Johnny Thomas and Terry Hogue back there defensively. Thomas, number 41, was the man on the corner. And Hogue with a little pop just for good measure at the goal line. So 2nd and 10 at the 12-yard line for Scott Mitchell, who's had 191 and a touchdown so far. Had a horrendous start of 1 for 8, so you can tell his numbers are drastically improved. Craven, not this time. Ran into Ricky Shaw, the linebacker, number 59, made the first hit. Bobby Wilson cleaned up for the Redskins, and it is 3rd down and about 8.
Little misdirection play. Redskins are an aggressive style of defense. They really get upfield with their linemen. They weren't reading that misdirection.
Banks, Clark, Williams, and Wilson, the 4 wide receivers for Mitchell from the gun. Waits to the last instant, goes to the end zone, incomplete. The pass was intended for Walter Wilson. Terry Hogue was covering, and the field goal unit will have to come back out.
Walter Wilson, interesting story, led the World League in the spring receiving. Was a number 2 draft choice last year by San Diego. Bobby Beathard drafted him, had some problems. They let him go. Went to the World League, led the World League in receptions. The Dolphins signed him, and they really like him.
65 catches for the Ohio Glory.
You're still wondering what's wrong with him.
That's right. Mitchell to hold, Stoyanovich to try to put on 3 more from 28 yards out. To get a good shot from the goal line. And it's up and good. A minute and 13 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and Miami has stretched its lead out again to an 8-point advantage, 22-14. We'll be back.
From the Philadelphia Flyers in Orlando Arena.
The Dolphins had the long pass play to Freddie Banks from Scott Mitchell, part of that 61 yards. In fact, 40 of that chewed up on that one play. 10-play drive, 4:23, got a field goal out of it, and lead 22-14 here at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando. Brad Nessler and Bob Greasy along with you. We will be back Friday night at Joe Robbie Stadium as the Dolphins will have their official home opener, although they've got a lot of fans at this one tonight. Stoyanovich to kick. Smith and Green back deep, and Green, who had the touchdown catch, takes it at the 9. Good move. Out across the 30 to the 32. Marion again in on the tackle on the special teams. 24-yard return.
Thank you, Cable Vision of Central Florida, for sponsoring today's Corporate City Festival.
And from this point on, we'll see more and more new faces.
You got Fred Marion in now. He's playing free safety. Collier, the young linebacker, is in there, 64.
Redskins working from their own 32-yard line. And the ball loose. And Washington got back on top of it, but lost a couple of yards. And the mishandled snap. Conklin got back on top of it. He's working with a new center, too, and that may be part of the problem. Matt Elliott in there, rookie out of Michigan now. Jeff Bostic, the veteran, is gone for the night.
That's an interesting story. Matt Elliott, the center, was the last player drafted in the recent draft. He's a pretty good player.
They still give him that big trip out on the West Coast. Don't they send him out there when you're the last draft choice for a week worth of parties?
I don't know.
Conklin got leveled as he threw and still got the ball to his receiver at the 45-yard line. How about that throw and catch? Ricky Sanders on the other end of it, and Conklin took a big-time hit. Boy, that pocket totally collapsed, and Conklin just rifled it out to Ricky Sanders.
Watch the pass protection. Pressure comes right up the middle. That's Webster moving his feet. Joe Green's going to like to see that. Defensive lineman that doesn't give up, keeps his feet moving and working towards the quarterback.
Big number 79 got a hit on the Washington quarterback, but didn't prevent the first down. And the third quarter has come to a close. Good preseason game to open up 92 at the end of 3. It's the Dolphins 22 and the Redskins 14.
The steak is seasoned. 6 Action Sports exclusive.
So we're set to start the fourth quarter from Orlando. With Bob Greasy, I'm Brad Nessler, and the Dolphins leading by 8 with 15 minutes left to play. And the Redskins have a first down at their own 45-yard line. John Settle, a single setback. Gary Conklin's got all the way quarterback for Washington. Fires out, diving catch by Stephen Hobbs. And into Dolphin territory at the 49-yard line.
Here's Hobbs. It's just a hitch pattern. 3-step drop by the quarterback. You do not want to throw the ball downfield toward the defensive players. It's a way to get it picked off.
Brings up second down and a long 3. Alexander and Kerry Glenn playing the corners right now for Miami. Here's Settle. Got the first down. Marion in on the tackle along with Roosevelt Collins, the linebacker. Collins, a rookie out of TCU.
Don Shula in his 30th year in the National Football League, his 23rd year with the Dolphins. 306 wins. George Halas has 325.
And Don, having signed a new contract extension, has plenty of time to catch and pass that mark.
Look at the nose man, right over the center of the ball.
Got one hand ready to put right into.
And he's kind of cocked to the side. I wonder who the coach is.
Conklin off play action, trying to fire to Ricky Sanders. Collision in the secondary. That's pretty good coverage for Sander, the linebacker, just to get back to.
Mark Sander, the second-year man out of Louisville. Dolphins had him in camp last year. As you take a look at Sanders, that's pretty close, but as long as you don't interfere with him. Sander was a free agent with the Dolphins last year. They liked him, brought him back on the developmental squad, and they're looking at him very seriously as an inside linebacker.
Ricky Sanders was kind of shaking off that hit as if to say, I'm not used to running into those pickup trucks in the secondary. Conklin, deep middle, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Robert Green back there. Again, Sander was back in coverage right there, number 58. Kerry Glenn helped out. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Take a look. He's trying to hit this man down the middle, but watch Marion as he drops back. This is one of the good things that Marion can do. He's smart. He reads the coverage. He sees where the quarterback's going, and if that ball would have been caught, Marion would have been there to make the play. Not a lot of speed left, but a lot of intelligence, knows what's going on.
Dolphins have 7 defensive backs in the ball game. Conklin loads and goes for Sanders. Touchdown. Penalty marker down, but it's going to be on Mike Aguinaldo, and it'll be a Redskin touchdown. You can't have 7 DBs in there and let one guy get that wide open.
What's Sanders doing in this ball game this late? There's a little out and up. It's a 2 deep, and he runs right by Iaquinello. And then Iaquinello gets down there, doesn't even see where the ball is. Conklin approves.
It's about to be a 1-point game. Lohmiller for the point after. And the Redskins have drawn back to within 1. I don't think Don likes that one too much. 13-12 to go in the ball game. The Dolphins clinging now to a 1-point lead. We'll be back. From Kerry Conklin, 44 yards out. That capped the 68-yard march in just over 3 minutes, and the Redskins back to within a point, 22-21. Redskin fans happy about that drive.
Ricky Sanders, not Art Monk, not Gary Clark, and they've got Desmond Howard coming in.
That's some kind of posse.
And Mark Rippon is not around. Jim Lachey, probably one of the top 2 offensive tackles in the league, if not the top 1.
As you said earlier, although the Redskins are not asking Conklin to do that much tonight, what he has been asked to do has been pretty effective with.
He's run the system. It's a system that is functions very well.
Bernie Parley and Mike Williams back deep for Lohmiller's kickoff. And it'll be Williams at the 2. Ran into a whole batch of white jerseys at about the 15, and a penalty marker comes in at the end of the play. Greg Beatty down there on special teams helping on the stop, but Larry Nevers will tell us about the marker. Illegal block
on the receiving team at the end of the run. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Redskins have a player down. Boone Powell, a linebacker, shaken up over around the 30-yard line, and now Miami's going to be in a hole thanks to that penalty. Penalty something that man doesn't accept very well. 13:01 left with the injury. We'll take a timeout. The Dolphins lead the Redskins 22-21, and Miami will be on offense from its own 8-yard line when we come back.
Hurry in now for unbeatable low.
He's made his way with a little help off the field after injuring his left knee. And the Dolphins have injured themselves with that illegal block penalty, and they're inside their own 10 to start the drive. Mitchell out to Banks, who couldn't hold on to it. Would have been a 1st down or very close to it. Charlie Thomas covering on the corner. Freddie Banks knows he's in a little bit of a fight too. Bob, only 9 catches last year. He missed 9 games with various leg and knee injuries, and
well, that's been
more and more
problem.
good receivers, you know.
Brad, that's been his problem problem over the years. He's an outstanding receiver, can make some big plays, but he always comes up with an injury here or there. The last few years, that's been his problem.
2nd and 10, just inside the 9. Scott Mitchell has been at quarterback all night. Here's Craver into the secondary. 1st down and then some to the 25-yard line. Clarence Vaughn brought him down, and Aaron's upset that he didn't break one more tackle. Had he might have been off to the races, but that's a good-looking run.
And with a young line, here's Craver here. It's just going to be a draw play. The blocking is going to be over here on this side. That's a young offensive line. In fact, the right guard missed his man. I think that was Rose. But the defensive man in going around Rose took himself out of the play. Nice running by Craver.
Craver picked up 16 and a first down. Play action. Mitchell in a little trouble. Got it out. Clark made the catch and out of bounds right at the first down step, maybe a yard short. Robert Clark has shown his veteran savvy tonight. You can tell that. He's kind of got a few of these younger defensive backs for the Redskins all turned in circles.
Good play by Mitchell. He was supposed to stop there and throw it. But when the pressure gets a little bit too much for him, he just slides to the outside and still throws the ball to the outside and brings Clark away from
field. Boy, he left Johnny Time. Miami. On the interception return.
It's going to be roughing the quarterback.
Boy, they already had the points put up on the scoreboard here in Orlando. Got to hold the phone. It's coming back.
It's going to be roughing the quarterback.
Mitchell took a wicked lick. And then Clarence Vaughn did the rest. Here's another look.
Take a look now. These two defensive linemen are going to cross. This one's going to come around and hit Mitchell as he tries to throw the ball down in this area. Watch the two defensive linemen. They'll cross. The tackle comes around. A clear shot. The ball is gone. 2 steps, and he hits Mitchell. Now the ball is intercepted, but all bets are off because the referee only sees the roughing the passer. Boy, you think that ain't a big play.
Boy, instead of 6 points for the Redskins, first down Miami, deeper in Redskin territory.
Who was that lineman that did that? Did you catch a number?
I thought it might have been Bobby Wilson, number 94, a second-year player out of Michigan State. You'll hear about that one. First down Miami. Big turnaround there. Dolphins at the 35 of the Redskins. Clark in motion. There's a give to Craver, another big hole left side. Got it near the 32. Collins in on the stop.
Good block by 22. Saxon right there on the inside linebacker.
Moore, the tight end, got a decent block as well. Second down and 7. 10.5 minutes left in the ball game with the Dolphins clinging to a 1-point lead here in the preseason opener. 22-21.
It's a makeshift offensive line too. The 5th-round draft choice Perez, an offensive left tackle.
Banks and Clark are the wideouts, and that's Clark in motion on 2nd and 7. Flags down. Craver got it to the 28. That would usually indicate a holding penalty, and it is against Miami.
It's on number 73, Perez.
Holding, offense, number 73, 10 yards, still second down.
Christopher Perez out of Kansas. Bob said there's a look at him. He didn't want his number called for that reason.
Well, here he is here. He's a rookie just getting to play. Follow him now as he blocks his man down to the inside. He grabs him and grabs him again.
He should have gotten 30 yards out of that one.
Those are things you learn, though, in this league. Leverage, where the play is going, and when to block.
I thought you were going to say how to hold.
And where the officials are. When to hold and when not to hold.
So the line of scrimmage backs up now to the 43-yard line. Miami's done a nice job on the ground. Saxon and Craver and Higgs and company of.
It's unbelievable. The Skins only 29 yards. I think they picked those rushing yards up in the first drive.
Mitchell sacked. Tom Fuller and Keith Willis go back to get on Mitchell. There's Fuller, the rookie free agent out of Tennessee. Big fella, 290.
Watch the defensive lineman as they'll cross. That messes up the young Perez, the offensive lineman for the Dolphins, and also Robbins on the other side, second-year free agent. Both tackles very young for Miami.
A couple of minutes ago, the Dolphins had a first down at the Redskin 35. Right now, they've got 3rd and 22, back much closer to midfield at the 48-yard line. Mitchell from the shotgun. Flags down again. Scott throws on the run. Trying to get it out near Freddie Banks, but actually trying to throw it away, and did. And again, we'll see what the officials have to say. It's become flag football here in the last couple minutes. Motion penalty coming up against Miami, and a holding call against Miami.
Watch the right side of your screen, number 71. That's Robbins. That's the illegal motion.
And the Redskins will be accepting the holding part of that double penalty, we assume. And we'll find out here in a minute. Our referee will straighten it out for us.
Holding, 61 offense, 10 yards, 3rd down.
It's Williams, the right guard. They didn't take the illegal motion on Robbins.
Shula pointing at what could have been.
And it's to be expected. I mean, he didn't like it. He doesn't want to expect it. But you've got young players in there against an aggressive system defensively for the Redskins.
3rd down and a cab ride. 33 yards to go for a first down with 9:19 left. Look out. Shane Collins again, number 90. And Scott Mitchell's had a little bit of a nightmare going on here the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, again, Collins is over here, and he's against the rookie right here, 73. He's just going to come right around him. Perez, the 5th-round draft choice, against Collins, the 2nd-round draft choice, defensive lineman from Arizona State.
It is 4th and 41. So it's time for Reggie to blast one, and he did earlier, 75 yards. Got a pretty good leg into this one, too. Not as deep. Johnson takes it to 15. Found himself a little opening and got 15 on the return as the flags come flying in again. Hobley got down there to make the stop. Well, everybody was having a good time till about 5 minutes ago when all these penalty markers started flying all over the place. 8:55 left in the ball game. 22-21 if you're just joining us.
We have 2 illegal blocks in the back. One on number 29, one on number 34. We'll take the penalty from the receiving team's foul back at about the 20-yard line.
David Gullidge and Terry Hogue both got some illegal blocks on Joe Johnson's punt return. And we've got a timeout. With 8 minutes, 55 seconds left in the ball game. The Dolphins still ahead, but the Redskins will have it on offense when we come back. Brad Nessler, Bob Greasy back in Orlando, where it's become penalty football here in the last couple of minutes.
Pretty good game going there for a while, and the score is still good. I think one of the reasons all the flags because you have all the young players.
Major changes in personnel for both teams over the course of the last couple series. Terry Conklin's been the one constant for the Redskins at quarterback. Working from his own 10-yard line. Play action to center. And fires it out incomplete. And Sander got back, and a penalty marker down again. Pass intended for Hobbs, and they're going to call Sander for that penalty. He gets some good drops back there as a linebacker, Bob.
Dolphins liked him last year. He just got it caught in the numbers game. But these young kids, they've been watching for a half. They get in there, they want to impress somebody. So they go around, and if they don't get there in time, they say, hell, I'm going to hit him anyway.
And he did. And he got the pass interference call. Moving it out to the 33-yard line.
And you'll see a lot of flags in the preseason too, Brad. You know, that's you want to get them ready for the regular season. You don't want to throw the flags in the regular season, and this is the time to do it. This is with these players in there. This is almost like a scrimmage game now. I mean, they've got a lot of players in there. They haven't worked together a lot.
But still here early in the fourth quarter, you and I were talking during one of the breaks and said we've seen NFL regular season games that were not as good as this one. It was a good 3 quarters of football. Just got a little sloppy the last 5 minutes. First down. Redskins at their own 33-yard line. They give it to John Settle. Broke 1 tackle and scored it outside of the 36. Alexander there defensively to make sure he wasn't going to get up after actually stumbling on his own. Picked up about 3. Bruce Alexander, 4th-year cornerback. Second half for the Redskins in the backfield. He knows he's stuck in a numbers game. You know Ernest Biner and Ricky Irvins and Gerald Riggs are going to make the backfield. Brian Mitchell probably will, and they like Robert Green, who scored a touchdown on a pass play tonight. So Settle trying to get as much work as possible. Conklin over the middle on a man wide open. First down to the 42-yard line. Ray Rowe, the rookie. Fred Marion made the hit in the secondary, but that's a first down for the Redskins.
Coming from the right side of your screen, the linebacker just loses his man. It's 52, Collins, another rookie.
Collins and Hollier both in there. Linebackers, a couple of rookies, one from TCU, one from North Carolina. First down, Washington at the Dolphin 42. It's a 1-point ball game. Redskins only need a field goal to win. Kerry Conklin didn't like the look of either his group or something on the defense, and he's taking a timeout for the Redskins.
Sometimes in a situation like that, you'll get up there and you'll look at the 25-second clock at the end of the field, and it's running down too.
We'll take a timeout too. 7 minutes, 16 seconds left to play. The Dolphins leading the Redskins here in Orlando, 22-21.
And if you're just joining us, Scott Secules, who was supposed to play a little bit tonight, came up with a sore shoulder. And I'm sure that Shula will give him plenty of opportunity next week and beyond to show what he can do.
Kerry Conklin, number 12, gone all the way quarterback for the Redskins. 17 of 28, 235 yards and 3 touchdowns. The kind of night he was hoping for here in Orlando, and he's set to put up another one. Got it out complete to Joe Johnson. Joe holds on to that one at the 35-yard line. Picked up about 7. Kerry Glenn was covering defensively for Miami. There's Conklin, now 18 of 29.
Conklin's played well. He really has. If anything should happen to Rippon, they'd have Jeff, 14-year veteran. Conklin is really in his 3rd year. He's been there 3 years, but this is his, well, he hasn't played, so he's listed as a first-year player.
And Stan Humphries in that mix somewhere. There might be too many quarterbacks to go around for the Redskins. John Settle with a first down run to the 31-yard line.
You haven't seen Big Joe Jacoby tonight, a huge offensive lineman, offensive tackle for the Redskins. Interesting, the Redskins offensive line, all of them, most of them free agents. Jacoby and Bostic, the 2 starters. Bostic, the center, a free agent. McKenzie, the starting left guard, was an 11th round draft choice. And then Schlereth, the right guard, was a 10th round draft choice. There's a look at Jacoby. He'll put you in a shadow for a while.
And they've got the big kid they drafted out of BYU a couple years ago, Elanavi, who's 310 pounds, that they're just hoping he comes along slowly and takes one of those spots eventually. So they have loaded up the Hogs.
You know, we talk about the big Hogs and the big players that the Redskins have, but they also have some Smurfs, some small guys.
That was a great one you came up with at dinner last night.
Well, everybody talks about how big they are. You know, you talk about the Smurfs, you talk about the guys that are 5'9" and under. You didn't know how many guys that the Redskins have below 5'10" on their roster. 18 guys on their roster are 5'9" or shorter. 18 guys.
Second down and 8. Conklin over the middle, and a nice job by Hollier to knock that pass away. Penalty marker down at the line of scrimmage. On a pass intended for James Jenkins, second-year tight end out of Rutgers, and Hollier got back there, the rookie from North Carolina, to get a paw on it. I think this one's going against Washington. Motion, Redskins, and a holding Redskins, so they have a double whammy too.
So I went to the Dolphin roster and I had to look up. I said, I wonder how many Dolphins have under 5'10" as you take another look at this. Dolphins have 8.
18, that is unbelievable.
And most of them are cornerbacks or wide receivers. I think there's 7 corners and 7 wide receivers, and I think the rest of them are running backs. But there is a place for the small guy in professional football. And it's mainly out on the corner or wide receiver.
Second down and 18 now with 5:03 left. Dolphins hoping for some sort of defensive gem here to keep the Redskins from going out in front late in this fourth quarter. Conklin with plenty of time throws it in and got his man. Hobbs got away and got to the 27-yard line. Brought down by Kerry Glenn. And now a little shoving match ensues at the end of the play.
Hobbs out on the right side, just going to go down. They call this a little drag to the inside. Now, Hollier, 64, the linebacker, has a chance to make the play. Alexander misses him. Get way inside with all that delay. Then the high numbers are going to come.
And for the first time tonight, and we're happy to say that, but you hate to have to ever say it, the Dolphins have a man down, and it's Mark Sander, the linebacker, who played pretty well tonight. And he's up and off under his own power, okay. Dolphins' remaining games will be at Joe Robbie Stadium, Bob and I, next Friday night, as the Dallas Cowboys come to town. America's team rejuvenated with quite a year last season. Then
Jimmy Johnson's coming back.
That's right. That'll be a happening. And then the Broncos in Berlin. And then Tampa Bay. Sam Weiss is here tonight. You talked to him at halftime.
Sam. That game will be in Miami. And then the Saints in Baltimore.
Dolphins are getting their air miles in this year. That's for sure.
Not as many as last year, though.
Third down and 8. Conklin rolls, sets, and drills it. First down. Joe Howard Johnson got it inside the 20 in front of Bruce Alexander, the corner.
The thing that these receivers well, now watch him come back and uncover himself, work back along the sideline, and with Conklin outside the pocket, he just drills it.
Mark Sander, the linebacker, just checked back in, so only one play after being shaken up. He's back in there. The Redskins, though, have worked it inside the Miami red zone to the 18-yard line. And a loose ball. Conklin picks it up and goes down at the line of scrimmage. Tiger Green there to make sure he didn't go too far. Remember, the Redskins have the best place kicker in the NFC waiting on the sideline to try to win this football game. Really is not a matter who wins any of these 5 games. We just showed you the Dolphins' schedule. Obviously, the Redskins have 5 preseason games.
Defensively had 6. Gave up only 9 sacks. Their offensive line was the best in the league. That's a positive net of 55 sacks. They got 55 more sacks than they gave up. That's winning football.
That's how you go 17-2 and win it all. 3rd down and 9. Dolphins have to have this one. They'd like an interception. Conklin throws, broken up at the goal line. Marion is there. So is Kerry Glenn. And Ray Rowe couldn't hold it. So now Chip Loman trying to put the Redskins
Did he?
Yep.
Okay, Rutledge may have been his holder, but the center was not in there. Bostic was not in.
Scott Mitchell's gone all the way at quarterback for the Dolphins. They'd like to get a little ground game going here and ice away a 1-point win.
This is exactly what we were talking about earlier. The Dolphins don't need any more points here. Just they need to use up 3 minutes off the clock, and a ground game is the best way to do it.
And we have a timeout, Redskins. 3:07 left. We'll keep it right here. Dolphins with a 1-point lead and a 2nd and 14 coming up. Mitchell and Secules and Peterson over there with Don Shula. Some of the walking wounded for the Dolphins.
Coming into the ball game, Galbraith with just a thigh, Secules a shoulder, bruise. None of these believed to be very serious, although Klingbeil had a knee. He'll be out for a few weeks. Rogers with a hamstring. Blake has that foot problem. Shula said today it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks before he can do anything. And, you know, Blake was an offensive guard in college at Auburn. They were working a defensive line. So by the time he gets back and gets into shape, the year is probably going to be completely gone for Eddie Blake.
And, of course, he's getting fined $5 per pound, $50 per pound per day over his limit. When you can't work out, you lose a lot of money that way.
You got to spend a lot of time either in the pool or on a bike where you don't put a lot of weight on that broken foot.
Fred Banks picks up the catch this time.
Dolphins have got Dellenbach at left tackle now in place of the rookie Perez. The pass protection will be better for Mitchell.
And a 3rd down and a yard coming up, a very important yard to keep a drive alive and continue to chew up some clock.
We were told that the 4th string quarterback may play some tonight, Doug Peterson, but that has not been the case.
Talked a lot tonight about Scott Mitchell's time in the World League this past spring. Peterson also was a World League player with the New York, New Jersey Knights, and played a considerable amount in a couple of games when Reggie Slack was injured up in New York. Third down and a big yard coming up. Graber's gotten most of the yardage on the ground tonight for the Dolphins, and he's the tailback in the eye. And he won't have to carry the ball because Bobby Wilson got a little over anxious. That's a free 5 for the Dolphins.
You know, you want to put on a good play offensively, but it never hurts to try and pull them off with your cadence. And there, right there, you saw Mitchell really hit hard the cadence. And, you know, people want to say he's the closest to the ball. He sees the ball. When the ball moves, he should move. But it's just the other way around. He is the closest to the quarterback, and the inflection of the voice will affect him more than anybody else. So usually you'll get one of those inside guys to jump.
How many thousands of yards did you pick up doing that to defensive linemen? Poor innocent defensive linemen.
Just pick and choose your spots.
Here's Craver on a toss sweep. And he got 5 yards out of it at least, maybe 6. He has run hard. He stays in there long enough, he'll end up with 100 before this time runs out in the game. Keith Willis made the tackle.
Well, we don't need any points. 2 minutes and 35 seconds remain. And they need to run those off the clock, and the Dolphins are winning.
And the Redskins have no way to stop it. Get another first down, and the Dolphins can head back to Miami. 1-0. The Redskins will go back and regroup.
Dolphins will let the clock run down to the 2-minute warning.
And we've reached it.
It's unbelievable that the best kicker in pro football last year misses a
35-yard field goal. That's the difference in the game right now. 22-21. Miami in front and in command with 2 minutes left.
Imagine no longer being bound by the limits of your telephone. Imagine personal communication no longer tied to a home, an office, even a car. That's why Cellular One is building a new cellular network across.
Brad Nessler and Bob Greasy back in Orlando with 2 minutes left in this opening preseason game for the Dolphins and the Redskins. And right now Miami about a first down away from being able to put this one in the preseason win column. They have a second down and 4 at their own 41-yard line. Wilson in motion. And Mitchell to throw. Lofts one out, intended for Banks. Broken up by Johnny Thomas.
First question you ask is, why do you throw the football? One-on-one coverage out there. You hit it, the ball game is over with. Washington very tough to run against. They had everybody stacked inside. The problem with the incompletion, it stops the clock.
And now if they choose to go to the air again and have another one, then the Redskins will have a chance to get the ball back.
And the reason you do that, Brad, is because you know what they're going to do. You know they're going to be man-to-man on the outside. You feel confident that your receiver can beat their corner and your quarterback can get them the ball.
Now Scott Mitchell will work from the gun. And a little bit under the gun to try to pick up the long 3 yards on third down. Wants to throw a screen, it looks like, and penalty markers all over the field. And that ball almost intercepted.
Should have been intercepted.
I think it was Ricky Shaw who had his hands on it for the Redskins, and he's shaken up a little bit. It might be his feelings hurt more by not holding on to that pass than anything. And the penalties against Miami. This one's not quite over yet.
Well, this looked like it was going to be a little delay or a screen. Mitchell gives some room and then throws it. I don't know if the fact that the defensive lineman threw it, hit him, forced the ball to go right in the middle of the defensive players, but there's why he is still down.
Lane Rose got him.
Had a good shot to the ribs.
20 penalties for a couple hundred yards between the two teams.
Miami had it 2nd and 4 and had 2 incomplete passes that stopped the clock and gave the ball over. If you just run the ball, you get the ball down inside of a minute.
And now they've got Alex Waits, a first-year player out of Texas, in to punt.
His first punt.
A bad kick. Fair catch taken by Joe Howard Johnson back at the 18-yard line. So the Redskins are out of timeouts, but they have 1:40 left to work, and they only need a field goal. Now, we were warming up your car here a couple minutes ago. Now it's not over yet.
Yep.
Ball started at the Washington 18-yard line.
But it's been a good game for both sides. Both teams have shown some offense. The Dolphins have shown some defense when they needed it. Offerdahl is back and has played well. Grimsley made some nice plays defensively. Aaron Craver, who we heard was having a great camp, has done some good things. Scott Mitchell has looked very impressive.
There's Kerry Conklin. Miami fans don't care about him, but he's had a pretty good night, and now they're going to ask him to take the Redskins down the field. to try to get another shot for Chip Lohmiller. Conklin. First down. Joe Howard Johnson out to the 36-yard line.
Well, the Redskins have plenty of time. They have 1 minute and 25 seconds, and they only need a field goal, and they have the best field goal kicker in the league on the sideline, not to mention he missed the last one.
Conklin again, this time runs out of time and goes down after picking up about 4 on the scramble. Roosevelt Collins and Lewis Cooper got him.
That's one thing young quarterbacks don't want to do is run with the ball or take a sack. He would have much better been off throwing the ball for an incompletion to stop the clock. He has lost about 20 seconds waiting for his receivers to get back.
And now just throws it down to stop the clock. So Bob said the penalty marker down.
Should have thrown an incompletion way back when he ran with the ball.
Yep.
You don't want to do that on 4th down, obviously, but he had a first down.
Oh, boy, and they call him for intentional grounding as he was just trying to stop the clock and apparently didn't throw it straight down enough or something, and now has Larry Nemers, a referee, calling an intentional grounding on it.
Well, I don't understand that. Let's see that again if we can. I mean, there is a rule in this league saying you can do this, but you have to take it immediately and throw it to the ground, which he did.
So the loss of down, the intentional grounding backs it up to the 30-yard line. Joe Gibbs.
Gibbs is not really complaining about it. He must know know what the problem was.
That looked like a normal play that you see 100 times a season in the NFL to me, but
you have to take it when with your first step you have to throw it. Now he looked like he took 2 or 3 steps, but they're still complaining about it.
3rd down at 16 now for the Redskins. Again, they're out of timeout. Conklin got level. T.J. Turner picked a nice time to come up with a first sack of the night. And he put a little exclamation point on the sack. There was no doubt about that one.
Well, here's T.J. right here. Junior's going to come in, and T.J.'s going to go around him for the sack. Get back to the next play.
Conklin loads and almost had it intercepted. Tyrone Lewis got his hands on it. And that's going to do it for the Redskins because that was 4th down.
What did he call?
Alexander got some nice coverage that time.
It's good to see a Dolphin step up and put some pressure on a quarterback, get a sack. T.J. Turner. Shula doesn't put a lot of emphasis on winning preseason games as he congratulates Turner, but he'd much rather play his people, play the program the way he's got the game program, get the substitutions in there and what have you.
Scott,
take the win along with doing what he wanted to get done.
Scott Mitchell in the World League had to take these handoffs and try to actually make yardage. That was one of the rules they had. In the NFL, you can just take a knee, and that's going to do it for the Dolphins, opening up preseason campaign 1992 successfully. Pretty good ball game. We had some penalties in that 4th quarter that kind of bogged things down a little bit, but 2 of the best coaches, maybe the best ever, and one that would like to challenge that record someday, shake hands at the end of it. And the Dolphins come away with a 1-point victory, 22-21.
Certainly 2 of the winningest coaches, 2 of the winningest active coaches in this ball game, and Joe Gibbs has won 3 Super Bowls, and he's done it with 3 different quarterbacks: Theismann, Williams, and then Rippon.
So the Dolphins win it. We'll have some final thoughts when we come back. Miami with a 1-point squeaker here in the preseason opener.